Good evening, everyone. On this episode of How They Do That, a part of LMAG, Let's Make a Game, I'm going to be showing you how they made these teams, these awesome little police and prisoners, and how they get those all separated out. On this time, on How They Do That, or How They Make That? I don't remember what I called it. Anyhow, it'll be fun. Good evening, everyone. So, inside Jailbreak Roblox, is that too loud? That's too loud, isn't it? Oh gosh. Let's go back over. I gotta turn that down. There we go. Okay, so sorry for the delay. Whenever you first get into Jailbreak, you notice this this little this thing right here, the GUI, right? The GUI. Graphical User Interface. And right before you get into the game, it asks, do you want to be a prisoner or do you want to be police? So if you click on police, the play button pops up, you can hit play, and now you're in the game. So teams is very vital to this particular game because as a police officer, you can walk in to here and it will open up the doors. If you're a prisoner or if you're a criminal, you can't walk through those unless you have a card from an officer. So that's something else that is a vital part to the wall as well. So when you get close to it, it does pop up and says explode wall, but if you hold E as a cop, it won't explode because you're not an inmate. Okay, that makes absolutely no sense to me. Why did it explode? It should not explode if I'm a cop. So right there we can see, turn out that. It shouldn't be exploding, and I don't know why it is. That's crazy. But let's hop into Studio and create some teams. So the first thing you may have noticed is this is still the same wall that we had before, but I extended a second wall and a third wall out here to the sides. So whenever we walk up to it, this is what we did in the first LMAG, How They Do That. Come on, play. So, here we go. If I walk up and boom, explodes the wall, then we can get out. Yay! Now, right now, my character's too tall, and normal characters I don't think would be able to jump over it. But we can always make that wall a little bit bigger. This is just for demonstration purposes for now. What happens is a cop could walk up to it and it could say explode, but whenever we press it, we don't want it to explode. So we're going to have to get teams going. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go over here to the right hand side. I'm going to go down to our script, server script service, and I'm going to add in a new script. And which one was that? Is that this one? That's this one. What is that? Oh, that's what gives me my run. I need to relabel this. Give run script. Script. This one's going to be called team script. And we're going to open that up. Print hello world, that's a wonderful statement. Everybody should start with a print hello world, but we don't need it for right now. So we're going to call it, let's see, local teams equals, do we need it local? I think we might not need it local. Anyhow, teams, actually, what if we don't call it local? Would that be okay? Teams equals game dot note colon get service teams, just like that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to create two teams. Well, we're going to need three teams technically. So the first one's going to be local blue team equals instance dot new team comma teams. Now the reason that we want to use teams right there is we're going to take blue team and automatically initiate it or instantiate it directly into teams. Blue team dot name equals cops, and blue team dot color team color equals brick color dot new. What do we want? Bright blue, bright blue, just like that. That's beautiful. Now, if you don't mind auto assigning, so when somebody comes into the game, it just automatically picks for them, you can always do blue team dot auto assignable equals true. We're not going to do that. What we want to do is we want to do just like Jailbreak does. So we're going to assign everybody that comes in straight to inmate, and then the interface is what's going to allow them to choose which one they want to be. So the next one's going to be, let's see, red team. Local red team equals instance.new team, and we're going to instantiate.entitems just like that. Then we want red team.name equals criminals, just like that. Red team.color, team color, equals brick color.new, and we're going to use bright red, just like that. Beautiful. Next is local orange team equals instance.new team and comma teams, just like that. Orange team dot name equals inmates, and orange team dot team color equals brick color dot new bright orange, just like that. So now we have 3 teams. We have our team's service, and we can get counts, and we can do all kinds of cool stuff with the teams. But if we jump into the game directly, we're not assigned to any team because the auto assign has been turned off. Oh well, it looks like I got into the cops team. Well, that's not exactly what I wanted, but that's fine. Is auto assign currently turned on? Oh, let's see. Blue team dot auto assignable equals false. Maybe it's by default true. Red team dot auto assignable equals false. And let's do orange team dot auto assignable equals true. So I should become an inmate, is that right? Boom. So whenever we first get into the game, you may notice if you have a little bit of lag during jailbreak, you automatically res in. You come into the game as an inmate. So that's one thing that happens. Now, here's a cool thing that we can do. We're going to create an escape variable. Okay, so let's just say this. Let's make it simple for now. The spawn area, if I go past, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 40 squares. If I'm 40 squares away past this, I should be able to escape and become a criminal, right? Something that would be easier would be to create a part, right? And just make this a blank part. And then what we could do is scale this up to the size of the prison that we wanted, and we'll turn collisions off so I can go through stuff. Oh no, we don't want join surfaces on either. Uh-oh, did I accidentally join surface? I did not. Okay, so what we could do is we could make an area of what the prison is, right? Like that. We can turn this transparency to like 0.75. That way you can see through it and stuff. So this little area, what I could do is I could use the dimensions of this area to find the volume area of where I wanted to look. And if our character gets outside that area, change them from an inmate to a criminal. Okay, to keep it simple, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to say if you're far enough away from spawn, you can become a criminal. So let's do this. Let's create another script. And we're going to call this the escape script. Escaped script. And this is only for inmates who are trying to escape. So it should be a pretty simple one. So to do this, I'm going to do while, wait, and we can check this every second or so. Do. So for every second, we're going to say local inmates equals Oh, we're gonna need the services, aren't we? So, teams, well, local teams equals game dot colon get service teams. So teams dot get children, hang tight. Okay, so I kind of did this a little weird, but it works. So we need to get the teams. So the first thing that we do is we wait a second while everything initiates. Inmates equals teams get teams. And if we print inmates, or if we print that, that's not the inmates, it's all the teams. So we need to do print inmates, and then inmates, like that. I think that's what we need to do. Nope, that's returning a nil. So if we just return just inmates by itself, and we don't try to tell it which one, we're going to get a table of all three teams. The one that we want are the inmates team. So right there, cops, criminals, inmates. And if we look at inmates, oh, we can see it right. What happened there? Oh, that's a server-side script. That's why. Hit stop. So let's do this. Let's do current teams equals teams get teams, and then we are going to do local for I comma no key object in I pairs current teams do if o.name equals inmates at double equal sign, then inmate team equals O. This way we have the correct team. So then we can do print print inmate team. I think. Is that going to work? That should give us a list of the inmates. Ah, there we go, right there. Inmates. Inmates or inmate. There we go. So, with the inmate team, we should be able to get players. Get players. So if we print get players, it should return us a list of all the players who are currently assigned to the inmates team. And therefore, there he is. There's Code Primate. So, this little spawn pad right here, that's what we're going to go off of. And just give us a little reference up here at the top. Local spawn pad equals game.workspace.spawnpad? Spawn location. Is it called spawn location? Let's see. It is. It's called spawn location. So, we are going to say inmates equals get players. And since we actually know which one it is, because we know that it's always going to be the third team, let's simplify this. Yeah, let's do. Take this out. Take this out. We know that this is always going to be the third team. And we know that the thing that we want after that is get players. So, this right here is inmates. Should be. Let's do print inmates. Should be simple enough, right? There we go. Code Primate. So we know who the inmates are. because it's going to be the third team that gets instantiated. Anyway, let's do this. Now that we have all of our inmates, we're going to say for key, comma, object in iPairs inmates do if object dot position. Oh, we gotta do this. Object dot position. If object dot position minus spawn pad dot position and then dot magnitude greater than, let's say, 20 for right now, then plus we could always change that to a variable called escape distance, and you could change it based on like the size, but for now keep it simple. Then we are going to do local criminals equals teams get teams, not get children, get teams, and that was number 2, right? Where's the team script? Yeah, number 1 is cops, number 2 is criminals, number 3 is inmates. So, and I think that's in a different order on Jailbreak, but that's fine. Get players. No, we don't want to get players. We just want the team. So, we're going to do criminals colon add player. Actually, no. We don't need to do that at all. In fact, we don't need to do any of that. We can do this. We know that these are the list of players, so the object is a player. Dot team color equals brick color dot new bright red is what we used. There we go. So when you assign the brick color to the team color of a player who's assigned to a team, it automatically changes. So this should work. Let's see. Position is not a valid member of. Oh, that's because I'm a model. Not in real life, just in the game. So O is the object. So we need to get the primary part, which in our case is going to be the humanoid root part. But we're not going to say that. We're going to say primary part dot. Oh, not there. Sorry. Position. So the primary part of our position minus the position of the spawn pad, its magnitude. If it's greater than 20, then we should change teams. Here we go. Primary part is not a valid member of players.codePrimate. Oh, that's because we're looking for the character. Sorry. Dot character. Wait. Can I take out the primary part right here? Hold on. Character.position. Does the position count? No, it does not. Index nil with position. Okay. So, where was it? We're going to hit Control Z on that because we do need the primary part of the humanoid. That is still not what? It's into index primary part. Okay, hold up. Why am I not a primary part? Look in the workspace. Look at my model. There's my model, and it says the humanoid root part. What? Humanoid root part. That's correct. Stop. Hang tight. Okay. I got it now. So, we were trying to print this too fast. The player was added, but the character wasn't actually inside the game yet. So, if o.character exists, if the character is inside the game, then I did a print character.humanoid root part. We can also do primary part like that, and we should get the same thing, which is going to be humanoid root part. We can look down here in our script right there. Humanoid root part, which is the primary part of the model, and we can look at that and check it inside workspace. Code primate, right there, my humanoid root part, or this down here, humanoid root part, that's the part that we're going to be looking for the position. So hit stop, go back to escaped, and we're going to say if, going to put this all back. So we just needed this extra little if statement right here. If object.character, if player.character exists, then character.primaryPart.position minus the spawn pad.position.magnitude greater than 20, then go ahead and change teams. Here we go. I hope this isn't confusing a lot of you. If it is, I do apologize. Boom, there we go. We went from inmate to criminal. Criminal. So we can hit stop, hit play again. So right here you can see I'm an inmate, and boom, I'm a criminal. So we can also initiate a little message to pop up to say you've escaped. Leave that for a couple of seconds and then drop it down. That's also why you see whenever some people get out of the gate right away, it doesn't immediately switch you over to criminal. Sometimes it does it right away, other times it doesn't. So that will absolutely change us to there. One of the reasons that I really wanted to bring this up was because of the where is it? The explosion script right here. So we don't want this to explode when just anybody walks up willy-nilly and throws hands on it. So we're gonna say if player dot team equals inmates. Wow, I cannot spell inmates today. Then, oh, and we need a double. We're not assigning, we're doing a double. Then we can just take this entire thing right here, all this stuff inside, hit tab, and we'll put a little N down here at the bottom. So the only people that can blow up that wall are inmates. So if I walk up to the wall, like so, I'll be in first person here. There it is. I'm currently, why am I a criminal? Did I walk 20 away? Okay, hold on, stop. Maybe we need to increase that. Let's say 100. If we're 100 cubes away, then we'll switch teams. That's also why it's important to know your distances. So, I'm currently a criminal, or no, I'm currently an inmate. Walk up, I can hit E, boom. Oh, what did it? Hold on, what did I do wrong? Inmates, copy. Inmates, go back over here to the explosion, paste, inmates, save. Whoa, I don't want to save it, come here. Cancel, F5. Okay. Nope, didn't work again. Okay, let's go with the team color. That always seems to work for me. So if the player, if player dot team color equals brick color dot new bright orange, then explode. If I had a reference to the teams, I bet that would work as well. There we go. We've exploded the wall. Now we're running outside. Bam! We are now a criminal. Yay, we've escaped from the jail. We've changed teams, and all in a matter of 24 minutes. But now that I'm a criminal, I can walk back up to that same wall. It says set explosives. I'm going to press E. Doesn't explode. That's because I'm not on the inmates team. Only the inmates can explode that wall. Same thing if I were a cop. Let's just do this. Let's do game.players.codePrimate.team color equals brick color dot new bright blue, just like that. As you can see on the server, I have now changed, but if we go back over to our client view, I am now a cop. So let's try and explode. Doesn't happen. But if we switch to bright orange, which is the inmate's color, and enter, we're now an inmate again. Go back over to the client, press E, boom, explosions. That's how certain things happen for certain teams, because it's programmed in the script to do so. So now that we have that, next is the hard part, and I'm gonna try and do this in 5 minutes, but it's good luck code. Let's see, do I have a starter GUI? I do not. So on my starter GUI, I'm just going to hit this little plus, and we're going to do a screen GUI real quick. Next, I'm going to stick in a frame. Let's make sure that this frame, hold on, can I just expand this out? Yeah, we'll expand that out. Make it simple for now. For the anchor point, we're going to make it 0.5, comma 0.5. That way the anchor point is directly in the center. And then for the position, I'm going to open this up, and you can have scale and offset. For the scale, it's going to be 0.5 and 0.5 for both the X and the Y coordinate. That's going to stick it right in the center. That's where I want it. And we're just going to call this select team. Select team. That's fine. Next, we're GUI select team, and then this is frame, so FRM for frame. You could also use FRM for form. So either way, we're gonna hit plus, and we want two image buttons. So one, and we're just gonna do Control D to duplicate that. We're gonna call this one the IMG cop, which is image cop, and this one's gonna be IMG inmate or prisoner. So these are the two buttons that we're going to press to make things happen. Next, let's go ahead and lay this out in a grid like that, and we want it to align center. So instead of the horizontal alignment left, we're going to go horizontal alignment center. And then for these two for these two images, if we double click on these and highlight them together, we can go down here to size, and it's overridden by GUI. Okay. It's overridden by grid layout. Well, does this say how big? Cell size is 100 by 100. Okay, is that the offset? Yeah, let's make these 200 by 200. 200 by 200, just like that. Then, that's it for that frame. Do we want a second frame? Oh, wait, no. We're gonna need 2 more frames. Maybe. Maybe. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and add another frame, and this is gonna be called the FRM select side, and we're gonna stick all that stuff in here, boink, like that. This frame, the select side, we want it to scale. So the size is actually going to be, we're going to take out the offsets, make them zeros. And the scale, we want the x-axis to be all the way the full frame, so 1. And then we want the y-axis to only be half the size, so 0.5. That should be good. That'll make it the top portion of the frame. And then let's do another frame right here. And we're going to call this the play. FRM play. This is FRM side. Uh-oh, did I do those backwards? I did those backwards, but that's fine. We want this one to be FRM play, and this one's going to be FRM side. FRM side, just like that. The play right here, same thing. We want this to be the size, the 0. The scale on the x-axis is going to be 1, and the offset's going to be 0. Scale on the y-axis is 0.5. But for this one, we're going to change that position The position is going to be 0.5 down to the bottom. So this is the frame down here. So we got our top frame for everything. We got a frame to center everything in the center. We have a frame to hold the container stuff at the top for the 2 images, and we have a frame at the bottom for the play button. So we need to add a image button, and then for this one we're going to do btn play, and we need this centered. So if we go down here to the position, 0.5 and 0.5 for both of its scales, see how it kind of set over a little bit? That's because our anchor point is at the top left hand side. We're going to change this to 0.5, 0.5. That's going to stick the anchor point right in the center. So anytime you're referring to the position, it's in the center of mass instead of the top right hand side, top left hand side. Sorry. Normally it's anchored right here, but we're anchoring in the center this time. So now all we need are some pretty pictures, 1 prisoner, 1 inmate, or vice versa. And then whenever we click on that, it's going to cause this to appear and select which one we want. So let's pause for a second. I'm going to go grab some images or make some images. I don't care, whatever your preference is. Okay, I might as well show you how this works too. This is GNU. It's Image Manipulation Program. It's a free program called GIMP that you can download from the internet. It's free. It's awesome. It's been around for years, since I was a kid, but we're going to do File, New, and I'm going to make this 128 by 128. Hit OK. Gives us a nice little picture right here. Let's go and create a circle, and we're going to make it right there like that. And we need to add a little alpha here, so we're going to add an alpha channel. Need to come down one more. So right there at the whole thing, we're going to cut, Control A, delete, paste. So everything I do, I want it to be right in here. So let's do select, and I'm just going to make this a little bit smaller than the previous one. This is going to be like our little outline. So Control Shift, is it Control Shift? No. Let's do copy, paste, and I'm going to resize. I'm going to hold Control and Shift at the same time, and maybe it's just Shift. Is it just Control? It's just Control. There we go. So we're going to rescale that one. Filters, colors, invert color, and place that right there at the center. So for simplicity and easiness, we're just going to call this one Cops. Cops. And we want size 10. Oh, I guess we need to have a black font. There we go. Cops. Let's do size 32. 32. And it still didn't go all the way across. Hold on. Cops. Cops. Simplicity. That's what our name is today. Simple. Cops. Okay. Control Shift E. We're going to export that. We're going to call this Cops Icon. You could spend a little bit of time and make it awesome, but you know, that's up to you. And the other one's going to be called Inmates. That's going to be too big. Oh goodness. So let's go down to 28. Nope, wasn't small enough. 24. Cops and Inmates. Could call it Cops and Robbers. So Control Shift E, and we're going to call this Inmates Icon. Inmates Icon. Just like that. Export. Good. We're going to do a file save so we can come back to this if we need to. We're going to call this Jailbreak. How did they do that? HDTDT. How did they do that? Save. Then we can exit that and come back over here. So first thing we want to do is we're going to upload the cop image. Let's go down here to the bottom and image right here. Add an image, choose a file, and that's not the one that I wanted. We're going to go over here to pictures. Where is it? That's intro video. Hang tight while I find it. I see what I did. Okay, so whenever I exported it, I actually saved them into my documents instead of doing it into my other spot. So right down here, this is the inmates icon. This is the cops icon. We want to start with the cops because they're the first one on the list. Hit OK. That should import it. Nice. So this is a little off. We're gonna have to adjust the size, but let's go ahead and get the second image in there as well. Image is right here. Click, add image, choose file. Should go back into the same directory we were in, and we're looking for inmate icon. Hit open OK, hit create. Off it goes. Beautiful. So go back up here to this the UI grid layout. We're going to open these up and we're going to change these to 150 and 150. That way they show up nice and pretty, and we could probably go 175. Let's go 175. Is that a good amount? That's good. So the next thing that we need is a play button. Now we could just make actually, you know what? We'll just make it a button. Let's go back up here to this button and delete it. And we're going to just make a button, text button, nice and simple. But we're going to have to do the same thing with this one. The position's got to be set and the anchor point's got to be set. So first things first, anchor point, 0.5, comma 0.5, enter. And then for the position, we're going to set it in the center of its frame. So on the scale of X, 0.5, on the scale of Y, 0.5, just like that, right in the center. And we're going to change the text from button to play. Nice and big, all caps. We can change the font if we want to. Let's make it Robo, why not? And where's the size? There should be a font size somewhere. Font size, font size, font size. There it is. Nope, that's the size of the button itself. We want the font size. Font, Robo, line height, rich text, text, text bounds. Text is scaled. Ooh, there we go. I like that. There we go. So, the other thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that this is not active or visible. So, uncheck visible, visibility, visual, blink, just like that. Whew. Okay, a couple of things to clean up this interface. Yeah, we've got everything in place what we want, but it looks nasty, right? So, on that first frame, we're going to create a transparent background, which means the background color, or the background transparency is a 1, and the outline border pixels is 0. So, I know it looks like nothing changed, but that's also because we have 2 frames in front of it. We're going to do the same thing with those 2 frames. In fact, if I hold Control and hit both the frames at one time, we can do it to both sides. So, let's hit transparency 0, pixels 0, just like that. So now we need to go to our 2 images. We're going to set the background transparency to 1. So now it's just cops and inmates. That's what we can do. Okay. So when we select it, the button is going to appear. We hit play, and it's going to assign us to a team. Now I think we have to do that on server side. So in order to do that, we're also going to have to make a remote call saying, hey, I selected a different team. Okay, so under the GUI select team, we're going to hit play or plus, and we're going to add in a local script. This is going to be called the initial team select, just like that. So for the first initial team select, we're going to need a couple of things. So btn cop. Sorry. This, like I always do, is script.parent. That way we can refer to this being the object that we're currently in. So btn cop equals this dot FRM side dot IMG cop btn inmate equals this dot FRM side dot IMG prisoner, just like that. So we now have two references to our side, and we're going to say side selected equals blank. We're going to connect two things, or we're going to connect the button btn cop dot oh gosh, that's not looking very good. Can we just do script.parent and will it do it correctly? I wonder. Hold on. Dot FRM. Yeah, okay. So because it's not auto-correcting or auto-completing with this, we're going to take this out. So then we're just going to say script.parent parent. There we go. So side selected. For the button cop, wow. It's not auto-completing for that either, because it's not having a reference, colon, dot, script dot parent. Oh, maybe that's why. Hold on, let's Control Z all that. Go back up, get the this again. So we're actually not inside the frame yet. FRM, so this dot FRM select team dot FRM side, like that. So we have to go into the frame, because we're whenever we're referring to it, we're right here in the script. We go up to the parent. Inside the parent, there's this frame, which houses those two other frames. So we have to reference this frame, then we can reference the cop or the prisoner. So we need this one first. Paste, period, just like that. So now btn cop colon no dot mouse down colon connect, and we're going to do an anonymous function here. So just function nothingness enter. Let's do print the cop button was pressed, and then btn inmate dot mouse down colon connect function print the inmate button was pressed, just like that. Now let's hope that worked correctly, because I don't know if it worked at all. Mouse down is not a valid member of image button. Why is it not a valid member? Okay, so let's do this the wrong way. Not the wrong way, but the long way. So script.parent.select frame select team dot FRM side dot IMG cop dot mouse button one clicked. Mouse button one clicked. Yeah, that works. Mouse button one clicked. So that's why it didn't work. So if we take all that out, we should be able to just do btn cop mouse button one, and same thing right here. Mouse button one click. Did you see the difference in between like the references that we did versus typing the whole script out to reference that one place? It's easier. So F5. Although it does get confusing. It gets very confusing really fast. So there we go. The cop button was pressed. The inmate button was pressed. Cop button, inmate, cop button, inmate. Now I don't think I can actually assign myself to teams on this side. So can I do bright blue? It assigned me, but That's on the client side. What does it still say? It still says I'm orange over here. So it didn't actually switch me sides for anyone else. We are going to have to make a call to the server to change sides. So let's hit stop. And what we will do is up here in replicated storage, right here, we're going to add a remote function. No, event. Remote event. Remote event. Right there. We're going to call this side select. Just like that. And then inside our local script here, we can actually create a reference to that. So side, let's see, remote function call RFC side select equals game colon get service replicated storage dot side select. And since we are doing this inside a local script, are we going to? And we don't need to wait anything because we don't have to wait for side select to appear. So, we're going to set this side selected equals what was button number 1? Cops? Cops. And this one's going to be side selected equals inmates. And then we actually have to make a reference to the play button itself. So btn play equals this dot frm select teams dot frm. Oh, this is actually working now. Why is this all of a sudden working and doing the auto play? frm play dot btn. Where's the button? What did we call the button? What was the name of the button? Oh, it's just called text button. No, we're going to call it btn play. There we go. Dot btn play. So now we have a reference to that button. So whenever we do this, we want to do btn play dot visible equals true. Copy that. We're going to do the same thing down here. So whenever we select something, it automatically puts up the thingy. So btn play dot mouse button 1 click colon connect, and then we're going to do function, and we're going to call, or we're going to send RFC side fire server dot fire server dot Okay, so we don't have that yet, so let's hit F5. See if we messed anything up yet. So there we go. We got cops, we got inmates. We just hit cops, play appears, inmates, play appears, but the button itself doesn't do anything yet. We're going to hit stop, and let's go back into the script. Did it switch? Now do we have RFC side dot fire, no, colon fire server, fire server, colon, why is it not doing a fire? Fire. Okay, let's do this. Game dot replicated storage dot r, let's see, side select dot fire, no, colon fire server. So it looks like that. And we can say side selected, just like that. So take this all out, and we're going to do RFC side select fire server side selected. Whew. Okay, so our GUI should be good. And now we should be able to do this colon destroy. So we're going to destroy the menu, and then that way we can just start playing. There's some other stuff that you'd want to do. So like on the server side, whenever you do the select teams, bleh. So actually, we can do this as well. Team select, or the team script, we can add in a function to listen for when those teams change. So let's add a reference to the remote function, RFC side select equals game colon get service replicated storage dot side select, and then we can connect RFC dot on trigger on server. Do we need to hit F5 again? Is that what's going on? Is it? I don't think it has a reference to it. Let's hit stop. Go back over to team script. Go back down to the bottom. Oh, is it initial team select? No. Where'd the team script go? Yeah. So RFC select dot. Okay. Wow. Just not my day. Game dot replicated storage dot team select side select dot on server event. On server event, we're going to connect select or change side. Just like that. Change side. So we don't have any kind of function called change side. We're going to have to call the function up here. So function change side player side. Just like that. So print player comma side. So whenever we get the call on server event, is it on server event dot on server event, we're going to connect it to this function. Now, the first variable that always gets called with a remote function is the player's name. Who called that function? And you can always check that with a server-side script to make sure somebody's not calling it who's not supposed to. Admin scripts work wonders just like that. So we're going to get the name of the player, and we're going to get the side that they chose. And to make the thing simple, we're just going to say player.team. Let's see. If side, actually we have teams. So player dot team equals side. Oh no, that won't work. If side equals, what do we say, inmates, then player dot team equals is equal orange team. If side equals cops, then player dot team equals blue team. That should work. I need another end right there. Hope you guys can see this okay. Can you see? I think we'll be fine. All right, hit F5. If everything worked out correctly, and if I didn't make any kind of typing mistakes, then everything should be just fine. Let's hit cops, let's hit play, and I am a cop. Yay! Look at that. I am now a cop. I am a cop on the server side. So if we switch over and we look, oh, where am I? There I am. And I got a blue name too. So stop. Just for giggles, let's go ahead and go to that initialized team, and we're not going to destroy it. Let's just comment this out for a second. F5. So I should be able to switch teams every time I hit play. So if I hit cops, play, I'm now a cop. If I hit inmates, play, I'm now an inmates, cops, inmates, cops, inmates. Beautiful. So that's how we're going to get things to happen for our teams. So just for fun, let's go ahead and select inmates, and we're going to run to the end, and we should become a criminal. Boom. Now I should be able to hit cops, hit play. I'm a cop. Go back over to the inmates, Inmates are the only ones that can explode the wall. If I switch over to a cop and wait for the wall to reset, 10 seconds. Should be just about now. And we can't explode it. Let's go ahead and hit stop. We're going to go back into that initial script. Did we go through an entire hour? Wow. Wow. An entire hour of scripting. You guys are so lucky. We don't need to save it. All the source code you should be able to see. I'm not going to post the source code anywhere. And I definitely should go through here and do some refactoring. What I mean is cleaning up some comments and stuff. Function. Function. You know what? I'm not going to comment anything. Oh, code. Horrible, horrible. Okay. So that is only going to show up whenever a player first arrives. That doesn't give them the ability to change teams over here on the left-hand side like Jailbreak does. Whenever you're inside Jailbreak, you have an option to change teams over here on the left. You click it, it pops up, and it says which side do you want to be. Are you sure? Yes. Clicks OK. All that good stuff. Whew. That was a lot to get done in an hour. So what did we cover today? We covered teams, how to create teams using the Teams service. And we created 3 different teams. We created the cops, we created the inmates, we created the prisoners. And then we auto-assigned everyone to the inmates. That way when you first come into the game, before you select anything, you're automatically an inmate. That's the way it works. After that, we changed the way that the wall works. So only inmates could blow up the wall. After that, we put in a indicator showing when a inmate has escaped and becomes a criminal after 100 blocks away from base, or how to perimeter out different areas to change them. And then we added in a GUI interface to show the cop and inmate selection. You can pretty those up as much as you want. I just showed a quick demonstration of how to turn the images on and put them out there, and how to make the play button appear when you're ready to play. Now, something else that I would do for this particular screen, I would not leave this in starter GUI. I would copy this out, put it up into server storage or into replicated storage, something like that, then call it when a player is added to add it to their screen. So I would not leave it initially in starter GUI. It could get a little annoying. So thank you everyone for watching this episode of Let's Make a Game. How'd They Do That? Jailbreak Edition. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe down below. Do all those cool things I'm supposed to call out at the end of the videos like a good YouTuber does, but it's your choice. If you want to, go for it. If not, that's cool too. You were here, you watched, you had fun. I love you guys for that. Have a great night, and we will talk to you very soon. It's almost an hour. Oh, I could just delay for like 2 minutes and it would go to an hour. You know what? I'll let the outro play. I'll do my little Teespring thing, and then I'm just going to let it run out. Okay? I want this thing to be a full-fledged hour. So I do apologize about the little extra time at the end, but you know, it's a full hour. Love you guys very much. Have a great night. We'll talk to you very soon. Outro. Want some new merch? Check out teespring.com. Outro. Actually, I do have one more thing to say. I know it was a full hour, but there's actually there's a new episode of like Lumber coming out like right next. So keep on the channel, be here, be square, whatever the case may be, and the new video should be coming out right now. So love you guys. Bye.